everybody, it's Julie. Welcome back to Row & Co Farms. So today I wanted to get into a little video series about what I'm actually doing to start off our flower farm and some of the things that I'm doing to make sure that our business is going to actually be successful. So it's not all just about planting the flowers and growing the beautiful flowers. That's actually probably the easy part. I think it's everything leading up to that that is going to be difficult. So I'm going to kind of detail out some of the things that I'm doing and what I'm going to be doing to prep for this whole business and for this farming season that is coming up. So I'm going to be referencing some notes as I talk, but here is the gist. I've broken it down into kind of 4 major categories of things that have to get done. The first one is legal stuff. The next one is marketing stuff, prep stuff, and farming stuff. So let's start with the first one, which is the legal stuff. So when I refer to legal stuff, I mean making sure that I am legally allowed to operate locally and in our state and federally, so that I'm doing the right tax things. So I've done all those things. I am legally allowed to operate as a flower farm and apiary, so beekeeping. So I'm allowed to do that in my town, state, and federally. So the next thing is checking on insurance, if I need to have any type of insurance. Currently, I'm not going to be bringing anybody onto the property to pick flowers. There will be a little farm stand, but I don't think I have to have any specific insurance just for that. Later on down the road, if we decide to have like a U-pick farm, we would have to look into some of those legalities. So the other thing that we will probably be doing is we're going to have a little flower truck. And so I will have to have insurance for that truck, but that's a little ways down the road, but still something I have to look into. The next few things is a bank account. I don't have a bank account yet. That's something I'm going to be doing over the next few months. So I have to have a way to have money transacting, and then also I need to have a way to accept money. So whether I set up a Cash App or Venmo or something like that to do those quick, easy cash type transactions, that's probably going to be the majority of the way that I accept payment. So that's some of the legal stuff that I'm working on. Next is marketing stuff. So you can't just grow the flowers, you have to be able to sell them somewhere and have customers that are going to buy them. So I do have a couple of strategies in mind for how I want to sell my flowers. The first one is going to be we're going to be taking a truck that we own, an old 68 Ford Ranger truck, and we're going to be making that out into a farm stand and also a drivable kind of pop-up truck so we can sell farm flowers and stuff from the back of that truck. So that's going to be my first strategy. I also have a few businesses that have already said that I could come and do little pop-up sales at their business, so that'll be great. Then I also want to do some farmers markets, and then I also want to have, possibly if I have enough flowers and things look good, I want to do a CSA, so a weekly bouquet. Basically, people would pay at the beginning of the season, and they would get a weekly bouquet throughout the flower season. So that is one of the plans for marketing. The next thing is I need to make sure that I'm setting goals ahead of time for how much I would like to sell each week. So I'm gonna have to really look at those goals over the coming weeks and months as to how much I can sell my flowers for, how many I'm gonna grow, and things like that. So there's a lot involved in that, but it's all part of what my plan will be and things that I'm gonna be working on in the next few months. The last 2 things will be building a website. I already do have a website for the farm. I don't currently sell anything from it. It's just kind of a blog style website. So I'm going to be working on building in some other platforms within the website. And then lastly, of course, is social media. YouTube is part of that, but also building my Instagram and Facebook pages to make sure that the community is aware of our farm and that we're going to be selling flowers here. So it's great to have, national stuff out there on YouTube, but when it comes down to selling my flowers, that's all going to happen on a local level. And so I have to reach out to my local community and make sure that they know that we're here. Next thing is the prep stuff. So prep stuff includes for me, what am I gonna plant? What flowers are on the list? What fillers am I gonna do? What am I gonna order? Who am I ordering from? When do I have to order from these different companies? And then making the actual garden site plan. That is a pretty detailed thing that's gonna have to happen. We have to look at how the sun falls throughout the day, what size the different flowers are so that we're not crowding out or shadowing out any of the other flowers, succession planting, when do things bloom, how long do things take. It's a real detailed plan, but that's going to be one of the main prep things involved in making sure we plan out when things have to be planted. This is also part of building out a calendar and a timeline. Everything is very detailed. Once we start, everything has to start happening on a plan. And so I will go ahead and create the plan of what will start to happen in the fall of this year all the way through next year. And so we will continue to do a timeline and calendar order of events of what needs to happen throughout the seasons. That's going to be a pretty detailed thing, and I'm going to do probably a separate video just for that and how we make that plan. And then lastly is the actual farming and sowing the seeds, planting the flowers, tilling the ground, all of those prep things that have to happen to the ground itself to actually grow the flowers. We have to make sure that our soil is tested and that we're amending the soil properly so that we're going to grow the best flowers that we can. We need to, decide, are we going to plant bulbs in the fall? Are we going to just go strictly with annual seeds that we plant every spring? It's a lot. There's a lot of things involved. We need to look at how we're going to suppress weeds and keep our weeds down throughout the season. And we're probably going to do landscape fabric, I think, for that, because we do have heavy weeds here in our area. And then just watering and putting in a whole irrigation system, and then harvesting flowers, making bouquets, and actually getting out and selling the flowers when it's time to sell them. So there's a lot that's going to be involved in this whole plan, and so I'm really excited to keep on this journey with you guys and show you what we do along the way. I'm going to be working on some of my seed orders in the next few weeks, because most of those have to be finished in the early August time frame, so that I make sure that I get what I want for next year. So there's a lot to do, and I would love some feedback from you guys if you have any about what I'm doing. If you have history with doing something like this, tell me what I'm missing, where I'm going wrong, what I'm doing right. I would love to hear from you guys. So thanks for listening today. I hope to see you guys again soon here at Row & Co Farms.